Your being has led you here today, and for that, I bless your presence in this space. I know there is a good reason for us to meet. Today, I will give you a trick so that none of your plans are delayed, so that nothing takes longer or falls apart, and everything goes perfectly in God's time and aligned with the universe. I believe that at some point, we've all experienced having something so good in our hands that we want to share it with our loved ones, knowing that if roles were reversed, such news would fill us with joy. But even when there isn't always an intention behind it, the energy that enters our plane, our matter due to that revelation, can end up working against us. And because I truly want everything to go very well for you, I will explain to you now what things you should keep private and why. Everything has an explanation, and by understanding it, it will be easier for you to work towards materializing all your dreams. At some point, I have mentioned how happy it makes God to see His children sharing both joys and knowledge, as well as the blessings they receive. But He knows that sometimes there are things that must be kept silent. This, in addition to being a confidence between the Father and you, is an effective tactic that He provides, so that together you work to receive and build all the good that rightfully belongs to you without setbacks or stumbling blocks. You may wonder, but what if the person I want to tell isn't someone who wishes me ill? What if it's my parents or my children? I understand that need to share good news, especially with people you have strong bonds of love with. However, it's not about the ill intentions behind the person who listens to you. It's about two phenomena that I will explain next. These two phenomena I'm talking about are the Pygmalion effect and the observer effect. Don't be alarmed by these names. I will explain them in a simple way, so that by the end of our sharing, your understanding will be greater and you will be ready to use all of this to your benefit. Let's start by explaining the observer effect. It's very simple. When you think, you are invaded by an idea, a longing, a vision, one that generates a vibration that sends a message to the universe about what goal God is sending as a package to your life. But it's not just about that vibration or even about that internal belief that it's here, which I will explain later how important it is. You also need to visualize it, because that's what helps you materialize to create that new reality or that new longing that has come for your improved reality. And you might ask, how does another person intervene in this process, in this important work for everything to become tangible? Let me pose it to you this way. No matter how strong your thought is, perceiving negative emotions and energies from your environment can shake your mind, causing your vibration to change in a small or large way and not achieving the suitable frequency for your goals. Have you ever doubted yourself or that wonderful gift that the universe has designated for your life because of others' influence? If so, what do you think? You have to know that it is something common, and there is no need to be ashamed, but it's time to say, no more. Stand firm in your beliefs, in your conviction, and in what your mind and heart tell you, because they already know the size of the blessing that is coming, and guide your being to achieve it. No one can understand your process and its reward better than yourself. Now let's talk about the Pygmalion effect. Besides being a proven fact within the universe, it is also a subject of study in psychology. It tells us that one person's beliefs can end up affecting another's performance in their life and reality. It's nothing complex, and surely when I give you an example, you'll remember having seen it at any point in your life. Let's suppose Andres is a young man who feels a strong inclination towards the arts. When he tells his parents about the passion he feels for this particular field and explains how he wants to make a living from it, his parents cast doubt on the plan he has in mind, the one God has placed in his mind. Let's not forget that from the moment an idea enters your being, it's because in the quantum world, it's already prepared, it's ready, and you have the potential and all the tools to materialize it. But due to this lack of faith and doubt shown by these parents, what do you think would happen to Andres? He should not stop believing and work to achieve it. But due to demotivation and that belief of failure, everything will go slower for him. It might not be Andre's parents. It could be his brother or sister. It could be his friends, his spouse, or even his children. We must understand that often this doubt, this lack of faith, does not stem from malice, but from fear, traumas, and beliefs acquired in one's own life. It comes from their need to see you succeed. The detail is that some people have not opened themselves to the fact that we were all destined to succeed. It's just that we all have different paths, and each will achieve it in their own way and in the manner the universe has deemed best for their being. Ignoring this, some people undermine others' faith. As we understand this, we will be more understanding, kind, and sensitive to the beings around us. We must not forget that each soul is at the level of consciousness it has developed through its journey. So often, it is best to keep working silently. Under no circumstances do we speak of hiding things that we know go against what is right. Rather, we speak of working silently for the goals you have set for yourself, the ones the universe planted in you to make them bloom. What do you think would happen to Andres if his parents, within a high level of consciousness and acceptance, were glad for the determination he has taken and decide to support him and tell him how much they trust him? Do you think that would make a difference? Of course it would. His faith and confidence in his potential and abilities will give him an extra boost, one that will help him make everything real faster and smoother than anyone would believe. The higher your vibrational frequency, the higher the things you will attract. As beautiful as you vibrate and believe, so will the force be with which you pull your dreams and the blessings that belong to you and that are coming your way, because you have decided to work for you and your growth. But just as important as your vibe is the vibes that surround you and the things you decide to imbue your being with. Doubt, anxiety, fear are all things that change your vibe and therefore can delay or even prevent the delivery of your divine gift. If you always have someone by your side asking if you are sure you can achieve something, the point will come when that lack of faith will invade all the things you are doing to achieve your goal, and it will delay it. Your longing will continue to become more distant. The vibration that these individuals have will shake the boat you are sailing in and can make you lose your course, all without bad intentions. They are not to blame for vibrating like this. They are just people who are afraid, unaware of all the good that is out there for each of them, or have been mistreated until they are conditioned to fear. But I'll tell you something, and that is that from the moment you work for you, in one way or another, you also heal them, help them vibrate high, imbue them with motivation, and gradually change their energy. Because good is contagious, and light floods every space without much effort. I need you to understand that even though we love certain people a lot, sometimes it's better not to have spectators and let everything be a joint effort between you, God, and the universe. I understand that you can become frustrated. You may feel that you need help, that you need to shout, get rid of all the negative things that disturb you, because only then do you feel able to continue working at 100% of your capabilities to return to the positive side. Don't worry, because there's someone there to do all that. That's God, and also the universe, because they will always be there for you. The same Bible urges us to talk to the Father and keep our secret with His divinity. When you need to say, every time I feel more strongly the moment to manifest my dream, don't do it with other people, because we all vibrate differently. At that moment, seek the Father. Instead of turning to another human being, seek God. Tell Him what's in your heart. If it's good, say it with great joy, and He will rejoice and make it grow. If, on the other hand, it's negative, get rid of it, but don't get stuck on it. Let it go and let Him fill the void it leaves. With motivation, with positive thoughts and good things, I assure you that His divine strength will come to your aid. I know that there will be people here who understand everything, as well as others who have been so conditioned to the bad, who have had such a strong journey that they simply cannot believe that they have felt, not even God understands me. He hates me, but this is not the case. I want you to take that thought and discard it immediately. It's not easy. It will hurt to tear it out, but the universe, the Father, or however you refer to his person, did not bring you here to beat you or see you suffer. They brought you to be prosperous, abundant, and successful. You are deserving. All good things come to you. You just have to open your consciousness. Understand how the universe works and determine to work from now on in your being, in receiving your divine package of blessings, because it's there, waiting in the quantum world. No one can take it away from you. No one can prevent it from arriving or delay it more than you yourself. Having said all this, I want you to tell me, are you going to sabotage yourself, or will you start from this moment to work for yourself and your new reality? I know fear can attack you, but that's an internal enemy, one you must kick away to achieve everything. You are completely capable and deserve the best. That's what I believe. That's what the Father believes, and that's what the universe believes, but it all must start within you, from your inner self, extending outward with such force that change reaches the exterior. If you don't believe me, you can abandon everything now, left with the doubt of what could happen. But if something inside you urges you to make this change, I'll be with you, just like God. Let's together build a new and perfect reality. Once you have all this very clear, I will proceed to give you some brief instructions. I must talk to you about what things you should keep private, because that silence and work in secrecy will favor you. And lastly, get ready, because I know that many of the things I will mention for you will be difficult to believe or accept, but we will go slowly, argue, and you will understand the true reason behind everything. Thing number 1 that I want you to learn to keep silent: your dreams and goals. It's very sad to have to keep something that brings you so much excitement and joy, but unfortunately it's necessary, because you must not forget that once it reaches others' minds, they create it and visualize it. They are already creating that new reality, that life, that triumph, and the influence of other people can take you back to the starting point. Why does all this happen? Because other individuals are capable of limiting you with the beliefs they have about you, all because their vision does not go beyond what they currently see. They are not inside you and do not have the ability to see all the greatness that God shows you. They only see the now. Even if this moment does not coincide with what you are creating, these characters can even change the thinking of the growing individual, making them see only from their perspective, one that is wrong, because they do not know the truth that God and your soul are working to manifest. A person can love you very much, can love you, but that does not mean that when they see you, he or she believes that you have limitations, ones that really do not exist. Because the only limitation, the only wall between your being and all that you dream of is yourself. No one else has power over you, only you, and you cannot give it away. Follow my advice and take your dreams, desires, and goals and keep them for yourself and for God. He will be your great ally. He will never betray you or limit you. He will give you the absolute authority to have everything you think and feel. Do not waste it or fail him. Your belief, your conviction, and your faith create the new reality you live from this moment. But anyone can disrupt your work with a simple comment. You can unintentionally throw down your energy and your vibration. You've surely witnessed this before. So I'm not asking you to try to convince another person of that great merit that is coming. Convince yourself, because public recognition will come on its own. And it will happen just as that blessing that is present in your life manifests itself from now on. Everyone will turn and marvel. It is not necessary for anyone to see the hard work you are doing from the depths of your being, because when they witness that gigantic success, they will know that it was not easy and that it cost, but you achieved it. Your reward will give you all the recognition in due time. What I'm telling you goes hand in hand with the second piece of advice I will give you, which is that you necessarily must work in silence. Every achievement comes as a result of a process, one that involves several steps and stages that people often do not understand. To certain beings, these stages seem endless to go through, neglecting that God's timing is perfect and that everything is aligned for things to arrive in the proper form and time. Talking about this with someone who is not going through the process can generate things that end up discouraging you, and that implies that they can make you lose faith. You and I know how important this conviction is, and you should not let it shrink in time. That's why my advice at this hour is for you to work in silence. Work without making noise, without announcing that you have moved on to the next stage. Because as they say, in less time than it takes to sing a rooster's crow, you will have finished the work for that specific goal. And that desire will manifest itself. It's then that everyone who looks will be aware that it did not come out of nowhere. It emerged from you and everything you do. Answer this question to yourself. Would I rather work in silence and have things flow more smoothly? Or do I want to disclose everything and risk slowing down my process or even having to start over? Don't tell me. You must know this yourself. Answer to yourself. I know the answer will help calm that feeling of sadness for not being able to share it. Because you are also a beautiful being, a generous one, who loves to make others part of your joy, helping them through their tough times and celebrating together. Relax. Everything will happen at the right time. Because there is also a time to share your goals and dreams. And that is once they are materialized, when what is in your mind finishes manifesting. I trust that, as before, you will understand and take advantage of all this knowledge I share with you today. And although it may seem obvious, the third point we are going to touch on is the need to focus on what you are looking for. If an idea has already been created in your mind, there is only one person who needs to move for the goal to reach your life, and that's you. Everything starts with your decision to make it real here and now. I'm not saying that just by saying, I want it, it becomes part of your new reality, because that's just the first step of many. But your own mind will draw the path you will walk, because your mind and soul know where they must lead you. God tells them what the route is for you to achieve what is yours. If you believe in your ability, in your potential, and in yourself, you don't have to value what others comment on. These supposed magical shortcuts, they know how to get you faster to where you want, because simply, they don't know what your true destination is. You, the universe, and God know that. As important as deciding is the path you tread. You must enjoy, learn, and live every part of that incredible work. It not being a linear process and possibly deviating at times, perhaps unintentionally, in other cases due to the influence of third parties and their comments. Everyone will want to opine, and again I tell you, no matter how strong and determined you are, because you are still a human being. And no one is exempt from being affected by these vibes, these energies, and comments from third parties. What is healthiest for you and your process? The answer is to avoid revealing your destiny and your route. Avoid creating distractions or forks that lead nowhere. Focus all your energy on what you know you must do, since that is the only formula for achieving it. There is no standard or exact equation for achieving success, because success is something different for each one. We were created as independent beings from each other. Despite the fact that our souls connect with each other, there is a plan for each one, a process that only the same being understands as they go through it. I want to tell you something. Just as I know you too have witnessed a reality, one where those people who do not achieve their goals are the ones who commonly come talking to everyone about what they will do in the future. Do you think it's a coincidence? I don't think so. That's why, as you are a very intelligent being, you will always keep this in mind, and once you are determined in what you are going to achieve, you will get to work, and without diverting your gaze, you will go for it. Everything else will be irrelevant. From afar, I show you my admiration because it's already done. It's already achieved. I say it and decree it here and now for your life and for all of us who say yes at this very moment. Let's go together to close our mouths and let our hands work. Let success announce itself and be our introduction to others. Something else that is very important and that you must keep secret are the secrets and confidences of another person. Because when a third party comes to you and opens a part of their intimate life for your knowledge, it is not a coincidence. That person has given you the precious gift of trust. Your energy attracts them. They need it. How can you thank and honor this? Keep their confession private, whether it's something very good or very bad. Bless them and their process. Fill it with light and safeguard their secret as if it were your own. God will see this noble attitude on your part, and I know He will reward you. He will rejoice, bless you, and the light and blessing you have given to another will return to you multiplied infinitely. But it's not just about that, because in addition to generating more light and blessings, maintaining and cultivating this trust will surround you with truly valuable people. It will make you more valuable because not everyone can maintain confidentiality in their relationships. And something very true is that a truly successful person possesses those skills. The bonds and relationships you create throughout your life can help you build or destroy your reality. That perfect and magnificent reality you are creating now, so it is very important whom you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with people who only go through life sharing others' secrets and filled with that gossip energy, you definitely do not have valuable people by your side because they know how to maintain confidentiality in everything you tell them. They know how to work in silence and bless the process and experiences of others. Another thing that no matter how much you want, you should not disclose is your income. You don't need to tell others how much you earn. Why do it? This information usually does not produce anything good. When you say it, and the person you are talking to earns more than you, they can see it as something insignificant and downplay your achievement. They make your energy decrease, make you feel that what you have achieved is not really that much, but it is. Each individual carries their own process, grows as a person, and spiritually rises according to the level of consciousness they acquire. So the point you are at now is a success. And I applaud it, and I ask you, applaud yourself too, and don't let them say that what is happening to you at that moment is not important. On the other hand, when the person who hears how much you earn has lower income than yours, it can evoke feelings of envy, which can only generate a low vibrational level, one that also affects your being, affects you, and sabotages you. I have even seen how they criticize simply because someone is recognized in their work, and this is not necessary in your life. So avoid receiving this energy and those vibes. And definitely, the best way to do this is to remain silent. Let this be a mystery to everyone around you. Let's go a little deeper. And since I know you are a person who enjoys helping others, because you know that not only do you help them, but also yourself, and that all this must come from your heart and the kindness that exists within it. Something that no one should know is how you give charity, because the only observers you need are the universe and God. To recount the help you give makes you appear hypocritical, and in the eyes of the Father, you end up looking bad, because even the Bible warns that those who perform acts of charity to be admired by others will end up losing the grace and reward that God has reserved for them. Don't risk losing that blessing that God has designated for your being because of the help you provide to others, because the reward always comes from the universe and the Father and not from other men. Always keep this in mind and put it into practice if you haven't already. You will see how many good things come into your life just by keeping silent. To close everything, perhaps one of the most important points: remember not to tell anyone your insecurities and those things you call flaws, because although there are healing beings, others can end up being wolves in sheep's clothing, looking for your mistakes and the opportunity to bring you down on your way to the summit. And even if this were not the case, if someone shares the same fear as you, it will only contribute to making it bigger and bigger internally, putting barriers on yourself that do not exist in the world and in your reality. Remember that the only limit you have is the one you impose on yourself. There's a saying that goes, "Nobody wants beautiful eyes in someone else's face." And it's true, even though although I know there are good people here and we seek to grow, it is also true that envy and negativity exist, that this negative energy is present and takes hold of people who have not yet opened their minds and consciousness to this knowledge. So I invite you to tell me in the comments section what else you think we should keep secret. Let's heal together and heal others. I also invite you to subscribe to this channel to continue walking together on the path of awareness and knowledge. Don't forget to support me with a like, and we'll see you soon with more teachings.